Mis islas son bonitas y viejas. Le gusta comer y buscar. Or, my islands are pretty and old, and people here like to eat and look at all the scenery. There are so many things about the Canaries that are very interesting.
Atlantis is a place we all wish was real, and people way back when, like Plato, a writer, hoped so and believed so as well. He wrote two books describing how the city Atlantis is between mountains and a cataclysm, but people thought he was crazy. But just like every artist or songwriter, people began to believe him after he died. And just like the Atlantis myth, there are many myths that people believed in, such as the 11th labor of Hercules, the one where he was supposed to get golden apples from Morocco. There's a place he was supposed to return these golden apples, and that was actually the Canary Islands. Third myth is a writer who said within the Canaries there's a place called Elysium. Elysium is a place where people who are only righteous enough can spend their afterlife. Now, the Canaries are a very beautiful place, but nobody really knows who first lived here. But people do generally agree the island was inhabited before Christ. But the island has records of encounterments. The first encounterment was Captain Lanzarote, who ran into the island in the late 13th, early 14th century. The island has now taken his name today. With all this talk about inhabitants, I bet you're wondering what language do they speak? They actually speak a Canarian Spanish mostly, but within the Canaries' deep valleys, communication can be very difficult. So, what did people come up with? They came up with the first whistling language. It originated on the island of La Gomera and was very effective. With all these neat things about the Canaries, they did not just come out of nowhere. On all of the islands there are volcanoes, and the Canaries formed just like the Hawaiian Islands, from volcanic eruptions. These eruptions allowed beautiful plants to grow, like the one you see, called the myrtle laurel. Other plants that are grown here include potatoes, cereals, and grapes. All these facts are fascinating, but even in a place like this, there can be disaster. On a foggy day in March 1977, two Boeing 747 planes collided on a runway due to a multitude of problems, miscommunication being one of them. The airport traffic controller spoke a different language than the pilots, and the pilots were being uncareful in general. Either way, it is sad this disaster had to occur, but nonetheless, the islands are very beautiful and I would love to visit here someday.